Let's agree on something. Some songs aren't just good. They explode onto the music scene and shake everything up. Today we're diving into 15 anthems that didn't just break rules. They rewrote music history forever. Ready to rock? Let's go. Boston, More Than a Feeling, 1976. It wasn't just another rock song. It was a game changer that redefined hard rock's sound, almost entirely recorded in guitarist Tom Scholz's basement studio. The track is a stunning example of meticulous studio craftsmanship. Scholz layered multiple guitar parts, harmonized vocals, and carefully polished every note to create a huge, pristine sound that stood out from the raw blues rock dominating the era. The song's soaring melodies and intricate guitar riffs set a new standard for musicianship and commercial appeal, showing that technical precision and emotional impact could coexist beautifully. More Than a Feeling climbed to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Boston's signature anthem and one of classic rock's most enduring tracks. It's been featured in movies like Rock of Ages, 2012, and TV shows, including Supernatural, keeping its legacy alive. The song opened the door for arena rock's grand sound and remains an inspiration for generations of musicians seeking that perfect blend of power and polish.
I wanna hold your hand.
The Beatles' I Want to Hold Your Hand, 1963, wasn't just another Beatles single. It was the explosive spark that ignited the British invasion and changed music history forever. Written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney, the song's irresistible melody, tight harmonies, and infectious energy captured the hearts of American audiences almost overnight. Its upbeat tempo and polished production set a fresh new standard for pop music in the early 1960s. Remarkably, it sold over 1 million copies in the US before its official release, an unprecedented achievement for a British band at the time.
I think you'll understand
when it hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in February 1964, I Want to Hold Your Hand made the Beatles household names across America and opened the floodgates for an influx of UK bands eager to follow in their footsteps. The song's impact extended beyond charts, signaling a massive cultural shift as British rock reshaped American music tastes. It has since been featured in numerous films and TV shows, including Across the Universe, 2007, and The Simpsons, cementing its legacy as a defining anthem of the 60s and a timeless classic that still resonates today. The Ronettes, Be My Baby, 1963. When those iconic opening drums hit in Be My Baby, you instantly knew you were hearing something groundbreaking. Produced by Phil Spector, this track perfected his famous wall of sound technique, which layered multiple instruments and vocals to create a dense, reverberant, and emotionally powerful sound that felt enormous and intimate at the same time. Ronnie Spector's vocals delivered a compelling blend of vulnerability and strength, challenging the era's usual portrayal of women in pop music as passive or fragile. The song's unforgettable drum beat, lush orchestration, and rich harmonies have made it one of the most influential pop recordings in history. It peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has been extensively sampled, covered, and referenced in popular culture. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys called Be My Baby the greatest record ever made, highlighting its immense impact on artists across genres. This track isn't just a love song. It's a sonic masterpiece that redefined production standards and still resonates with audiences over 50 years later. Its presence in films like Dirty Dancing, 1987, and Dreamgirls, 2006, further cements its timeless appeal.
people call, say beware, doll, you're bound to fall. You thought they were all.
Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone, 1965. At over 6 minutes long, this classic was a bold challenge to radio norms, which preferred shorter songs, but it was impossible to ignore. Bob Dylan shattered the conventional songwriting mold with sarcastic, cutting lyrics that told a story of freedom, alienation, and rebellion. The unforgettable organ riff that sneaks in was played by Al Kooper, who famously crashed the recording session to contribute the now iconic sound. Dylan's raw, gritty vocal delivery added a layer of attitude and urgency that perfectly matched the song's biting tone. This track didn't just change Dylan's career, it revolutionized rock music by expanding what lyrics could express. Moving beyond simple love stories, it brought complex social commentary into mainstream pop, paving the way for more daring, poetic songwriting.
He really wasn't where it's at.
The song peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has influenced countless artists ever since. Like a Rolling Stone has been featured in numerous films and TV shows, including The Royal Tenenbaums, 2001, and Mad Men, underscoring its lasting cultural impact. Today, it remains one of the greatest and most influential rock songs ever recorded.
The halo of a street lamp.
Simon & Garfunkel, The Sound of Silence, 1965. Originally released as a gentle acoustic ballad, The Sound of Silence initially went unnoticed. But everything changed when producer Tom Wilson secretly added electric guitars, bass, and drums to the track without Simon & Garfunkel's knowledge. This bold move transformed the song into a haunting, electrified masterpiece that perfectly captured the era's sense of alienation and unrest.
Silence like a cancer grows.
The revamped version soared to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking a pivotal moment in the fusion of folk and rock music. The song's reflective lyrics about communication breakdown and societal silence resonated deeply with a generation grappling with change. Its masterful use of silence and dynamic contrast made it both a musical and emotional triumph. The track's cultural significance was cemented by its prominent placement in the 1967 film The Graduate, where it underscored the film's themes of youthful confusion and rebellion. Over the decades, The Sound of Silence has remained a timeless anthem, inspiring countless artists and continuing to echo the spirit of the 60s. The Who, My Generation, 1965, was more than just a song. It was a rebellious battle cry for a restless youth disillusioned by the status quo. Released in 1965, the track captured the raw, defiant energy of teenage frustration through Roger Daltrey's iconic stuttering vocals and Pete Townshend's aggressive, innovative guitar work. John Entwistle's groundbreaking bass solo added an extra layer of intensity, making the song a sonic trailblazer. While it peaked at number 74 on the Billboard Hot 100, its cultural impact was huge, especially in the UK, where it became an anthem of the mod subculture. The line, "Hope I die before I get old," crystallized the punk attitude that would influence generations of musicians to come. My Generation challenged not just societal norms, but also musical conventions, pushing rock music into more aggressive and expressive territory. The song's raw power and attitude have made it a favorite in films like Good Morning, Vietnam, and The Kids Are All Right, ensuring its legacy as a defining statement of youthful rebellion. The Beach Boys, Good Vibrations, 1966. Brian Wilson famously described Good Vibrations as a pocket symphony, and for good reason. Rather than recording the song straight through, Wilson spent over 6 months crafting it piece by piece, using an innovative modular recording technique that was revolutionary for pop music at the time. The track features shifting sections that flow seamlessly from one mood to another, from ethereal and soft to bright and explosive. One of its most distinctive sounds comes from the theremin, an unusual electronic instrument that gives the song its signature otherworldly vibe.
I don't know where, but she sends me there.
Costing an unprecedented $50,000 to produce, a massive budget for the mid-1960s, Good Vibrations pushed the limits of what pop music could be, blending psychedelic textures, classical orchestration, and catchy pop melodies. It soared to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and remains one of the Beach Boys' most celebrated songs. Its intricate harmonies and groundbreaking production inspired countless artists and set new standards in the recording studio. Featured in films like Almost Famous, 2000, and Good Morning, Vietnam, 1987, Good Vibrations continues to captivate listeners and stands as a timeless example of musical innovation.
A crowd of people stood and stared.
The Beatles, A Day in the Life, 1967. Closing out Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, A Day in the Life stands as one of the Beatles' most ambitious and experimental works. The song merges John Lennon's haunting reflections on current events, drawn from contemporary newspaper articles, with Paul McCartney's introspective and whimsical middle section. This contrast creates a surreal journey through shifting moods and sonic textures that capture the spirit of the late 60s. Producer George Martin played a crucial role, orchestrating dramatic crescendos with a 40-piece orchestra that swell from chaos to calm, heightening the song's emotional impact. One of the most famous moments is the final piano chord, held for over 40 seconds, creating a resonant and almost hypnotic fade-out. In a playful studio prank, the Beatles also embedded a high-frequency tone at the end, audible only to dogs, showcasing their experimental spirit and sense of humor.
Fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my...
A Day in the Life pushed the boundaries of popular music with its unconventional structure, blending classical orchestration with rock and psychedelia. Featured in documentaries, films, and countless covers, this track not only defined a generation, but also forever expanded the possibilities of what a recorded song could be. Aretha Franklin, Respect, 1967. Originally written and recorded by Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin's 1967 version of Respect completely transformed the song's meaning and impact. Where Redding's original was a man's plea for understanding, Franklin's powerhouse rendition became a woman's bold demand for dignity, equality, and recognition. Her commanding vocals radiate strength and confidence, backed by the iconic spelling out of R-E-S-P-E-C-T in the background vocals, which became one of the most memorable moments in music history. This new arrangement, with its funky horns and dynamic rhythm, elevated the song into an anthem for both the feminist movement and the civil rights struggle in the United States. Respect soared to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, earning Franklin her first Grammy and cementing her status as the Queen of Soul. The song's unapologetic message of empowerment and self-worth resonated with a generation demanding change. Its influence continues today, as it's featured in countless films and commercials, symbolizing a universal call for respect and equality. Franklin's Respect is far more than a hit. It's a cultural milestone that redefined music and social activism. The Doors, Light My Fire, 1967. Robbie Krieger wrote most of Light My Fire, but it was the Doors' collective energy and innovation that transformed the song into a genre-defining classic. Released in 1967, the track features extended jazzy keyboard solos by Ray Manzarek and provocative, poetic lyrics that pushed the boundaries of rock music at the time. Its hypnotic organ riffs, combined with Jim Morrison's deep, seductive vocals, created a captivating sound that quickly rose to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, establishing the Doors as one of the most influential bands of the late 60s.
I know we could only lose.
The band's rebellious image was cemented during a notorious appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show, where Morrison defiantly sang the controversial line, "Girl, we couldn't get much higher," despite producers' requests to change it. This led to their ban from the show, but reinforced their status as counterculture icons willing to challenge authority. Light My Fire perfectly captured the 1960s spirit of experimentation, freedom, and defiance, and has since been featured in numerous films like Apocalypse Now, 1979, and TV series such as Mad Men, keeping its legacy alive for new generations. Jimi Hendrix, All Along the Watchtower, 1968. Though All Along the Watchtower was originally written and recorded by Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix's electrifying 1968 cover completely transformed it into a psychedelic rock masterpiece. Hendrix reimagined the song with his signature soaring guitar solos, tense rhythms, and an intense, almost apocalyptic atmosphere that pushed the track far beyond its folk origins. His innovative use of studio effects and layered guitars created a soundscape that was both raw and hypnotic, setting new standards for rock guitar playing and production techniques. Bob Dylan himself publicly praised Hendrix's version, admitting it was superior to his own, a rare compliment that highlights the impact of this cover. Hendrix's All Along the Watchtower not only became a defining track of his career, but also a landmark moment in rock history. It reached #20 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has been featured in numerous films and TV shows, including Watchmen, 2009, and The Simpsons, solidifying its place in popular culture. This song stands as a vivid example of how a cover can reinvent and elevate a piece into legendary status. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Fortunate Son, 1969. At the height of the Vietnam War, Creedence Clearwater Revival's Fortunate Son exploded onto the scene as a fierce, unapologetic anti-war and anti-establishment anthem. Released in 1969, the song features John Fogerty's snarling, passionate vocals paired with the band's raw, stripped-down blues rock sound, creating an urgent and aggressive tone. The lyrics directly challenge the hypocrisy of privileged elites who avoid military service while sending working-class youth to fight and die overseas. Fortunate Son captured the frustration and anger of a generation weary of war and social injustice. It peaked at number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming one of rock's most enduring protest songs. Its powerful message continues to resonate today, frequently used in films like Forrest Gump, 1994, and Born on the 4th of July, 1989, as well as TV shows and political rallies, cementing its place as a timeless critique of inequality and the costs of war. The song's raw energy and blunt social commentary make it a defining track of the late 60s counterculture. Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, 1971, is widely regarded as rock's epic masterpiece, a nearly 8-minute journey blending acoustic folk, electric rock, and a powerful hard rock climax. Despite never being released as a single, the song defied radio norms and became one of the most requested and frequently played tracks in rock history. Its mystical, poetic lyrics set it apart from the typical rock themes of the time, exploring abstract and spiritual ideas that invited deep interpretation. Jimmy Page's iconic guitar solo toward the end is often cited as one of the greatest in rock music, showcasing his technical skill and emotive playing. The song's layered arrangement and dynamic build highlight Zeppelin's ambition and musicianship, helping define the sound of 1970s rock. It quickly became a rite of passage for guitarists worldwide, inspiring generations to pick up the instrument. Stairway to Heaven has appeared in countless films, TV shows, and documentaries, solidifying its place as a timeless classic and a cultural touchstone in rock music. The Rolling Stones, Gimme Shelter, 1969. Released amid the turmoil of the late 1960s, Gimme Shelter captures the chaos and unrest of war, social upheaval, and cultural collapse. Mick Jagger's haunting vocals blend with Keith Richards' gritty driving guitar riffs to create a dark, urgent atmosphere that feels both apocalyptic and intimate. The song's unforgettable line, "It's just a shot away," delivered by guest vocalist Mary Clayton with raw power and emotional intensity, so much so that her voice famously cracked during the recording, adds a chilling edge that perfectly conveys the song's themes. Gimme Shelter is more than just a song. It's a sobering soundtrack to the breakdown of 1960s idealism, reflecting fears of violence and societal collapse. It peaked at number 36 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has since become one of the Stones' most powerful social commentaries. Featured in films like Goodfellas, 1990, and The Departed, 2006, it remains a haunting and timeless anthem of unrest. Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, 1975. Freddie Mercury's magnum opus, Bohemian Rhapsody, shattered the conventions of pop music when it was released in 1975. Clocking in at nearly 6 minutes, this genre-defying epic blends a heartfelt ballad, operatic sections, and hard rock without ever repeating a chorus. A bold move that defied all commercial expectations. Recorded over the course of 3 weeks, the track features over 180 vocal overdubs, showcasing the band's dedication to creating a rich, layered sound. Bohemian Rhapsody became an instant worldwide hit, topping charts across the globe and helping to pioneer the modern music video, which played a huge role in its success. Brian May's soaring, memorable guitar solo adds emotional intensity and technical brilliance to the song, elevating it to legendary status. The lyrics' ambiguous and theatrical storytelling invites endless interpretation, adding to its mystique and appeal. This groundbreaking track perfectly encapsulates Queen's fearless creativity, musical versatility, and dramatic flair. Featured in countless films, most notably Wayne's World, 1992, Bohemian Rhapsody remains one of rock's most beloved and innovative masterpieces. And there you have it. 15 songs that didn't just sound good, they changed music forever. Which of these classics hit you hardest or bring back your best memories? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more musical journeys down memory lane.